The new coronavirus variants are very destructive. They move extremely fast. The one variant from Spain that went to the United Kingdom, it moves readily with an RO factor that's much higher than before. Its infection ratio seems to be predominantly in the ages of 18 to 55, and we see more sicker people from that group and category than we did before. We also already have an overwhelming response to hospitals. They are full. The queues to get into the hospitals are overwhelming. My suspicion is the African variant is slowly making it up to us. There's a large smuggling ring of diamonds and gold that comes out of South Africa that gets and moves its way all the way up to Egypt, where it's then funneled through Egypt into Israel and other places where it's reprocessed by people who pretend like it's not stolen gold and gemstones. So eventually what will happen is those couriers that move underground with those types of products are going to have the new coronavirus from South Africa. It'll get into Israel first. Israel won't report it because they won't be looking for it. Egypt will have it as well, but they won't have the technology to report it nor to identify it. When it does get identified, it'll be identified by a culture that has enough technology to be looking for it, maybe someplace like Singapore. We do know that if it gets to Singapore or the UAE, where they have really good restrictions at this time, that if it's in their community, it's everywhere else. So here it comes to us now. We have the new variant, and I believe that this is what's going to happen here. You just pay attention to this one. It's not going to be extremely destructive in the smaller fields. It's going to move rampantly and quickly. But when it hits areas of places that have a lot of people congregating, that have a high amount of HIV and other communicable diseases and a breakdown in their own abilities to care for themselves because of lack of water, this specific type of coronavirus is going to feed on them. It's going to feed on those that are dehydrated, those that are weakened of the immune system, and those that are compromised in other ways. And it's going to come in hard and fast, and it'll come in even faster once it hits South America, because it's going to whittle into the bonework of it. Remember what I've told you. You guys have been dealing with something that's depleted, a RNA virus that switches itself over and is only able to live basically within the body and shed itself out for a couple of feet. It leaks through every part of your body, your eyes, your anus, your urine, your skin, your oils, you name it. This new one is so awesome that when it leaves your body, it's encapsulated in protein. And the proteins that it's building itself out of are antiretroviral cellular material. That's right. Yeah, we're so smart that we were actually giving people pills to not have AIDS before they got AIDS, to make sure that they didn't get AIDS, to soup up their immune system for people who weren't sick, to protect them from getting sick. That this new virus is actually taking form into those people that were using the drug to protect themselves from getting something that was a virus. And this new virus has concocted itself based on that, which means that antiretrovirals is the basis of the cellular form that is transcribed itself from, and the rewriting of itself enables itself to enter into our cells even easier because we've already widowed the defenses of those people that are already immunocompromised. I know you don't like reality. This is how humans are. You know, you can get the most real human in the world and give him reality, and he's going to refuse to believe in it. Believing in something doesn't make it real. To believe that it can exist makes it real. Believing in something doesn't make it real. There's a difference. I believe a lot of things can exist and do exist, whether they exist here or not. What you're believing in is an existence that doesn't exist. A magical pill. A silver bullet. You've never had that. Never have we had that. Moses was not a silver bullet. Noah was not a silver bullet. The brothers were not a silver bullet. Jesus was not a silver bullet. The Garden of Eden was not a silver bullet. And now you want to make one. You fly in the face of God and you spit in contempt at his angels.